I'm super excited as we have fresh updates just out from the oven that I'm going to share with you about the Continuum. In this video, I'm going to share the updated floor plans, layouts, facilities, first-hand 3D images, how are they going to be presented, even what will you expect in the show flat, which layout is going to be shown, what are the appliances, the brands. So let's dive in immediately. If you want to determine if this project is ideal for you and your family from a research, data and analysis perspective, check out the other video where we use a 5-point analysis in the REM method to intensively guide you. Check that out first. Hey, this is Edmund, your Singapore Real Estate Insider. Because you follow us on this channel, that's why you have exclusive insider updates of the Continuum. Subscribe if you have not done so that in order to always receive latest notification about property videos just like this. This is the Continuum. Alright, of course, information shared here will still be subject to change by the developer without prior notice. So do take note of that. So let's do a summary about the Continuum. This project is actually sitting on a 269,000 square foot site, and it will be two sides bridged by a landmark private overhead bridge, which is a very unique point in the east side. So there are two sky gardens, and there will be different vantage points to northwest as well as northeast, which we are going to uncover and show you exactly what you'll be seeing later on. There will be two different collection type of units later on that I will be sharing with you from the design perspective, from the color scheme perspective, and what's included in the two different collections. And most importantly, in this development, there is a conservation Thiam Siew house, and I'm going to share with you how it looks like later on. So stay tuned to this video. To give you guys a quick overview, why the Continuum is such a big, attractive project in this year is because of the urban transformation in the entire east side. You'll be seeing that there's a lot of transformation going on, whether it's Kampong Bugis, the old Kallang Airport, there's going to be a Kallang, a live loop, as well as Singapore Tennis Centers that's going to be built within the east side itself. So we're going to see a lot more developments coming out moving forward after the Thomson East Coast Line is being completed. I'm sure there's going to be more vibrancy and more buzz of people around the east side. So a quick recap of the primary schools nearby. Of course, there are 3 different schools that's within 1 km of the Continuum. The first one is of course Kong Hwa School, Tanjong Katong Primary, as well as Haig Girls Schools. And if you are within the 1 to 2 click and you are looking at other schools, you have CHIJ, Tao Nan, Ngee Ann, as well as Geylang Methodist. So for those who are teenagers, you are looking for secondary schools, don't worry, there's still plenty of schools in the east side. We are talking about Dunman High, Tanjong Katong Secondary School, Chung Cheng High School, CHIJ Katong Convent, CIS Tanjong Katong, as well as Nexus International Schools, and all these are all within very close proximity to the Continuum. And I also want to touch on a little bit in terms of the shopping and amenities that you're going to get. We are basically spoiled for choice, and as I mentioned in my last video, this is heaven for any Easterners. Alright, we're talking about Kinex, Singpost Center, PLQ, Paya Lebar Square, Kallang Wave, I Want to Katong, even Parkway Parade, and all of them are within 10 minutes of driving distance. So also to highlight, their nearest park connector, alright, the Kallang River Park Connector is about 650 meters away. If you're talking about a further distance away, which is the park connector at Eunos, this is about 860 meters. As well as to East Coast Park, you are just merely 2 kilometers away. So if you're driving from Continuum, you are talking about maybe less than 10 minutes to 15 minutes, you'll be able to reach East Coast Park for your normal cycling, camping, barbecue, and as well for a good night jog. A brief update in terms of the entire project. Our area is about 269 square feet. For this property, of course, it's a freehold property and there are total 816 units. So one of the interesting part about the car park, usually nowadays a lot of developers, they are not providing 1-to-1 lot. But for Continuum, they are providing 1-to-1 lot inside this development. So can you see how generous they are with the space that they're going to provide for you? Now let's take a look at the view itself, and this is the view to the west. If you can see your view to the west, you're talking about the Singapore Sports Hub, your central business district, you're able to see it. So the interesting about eastern sides of properties, many of them prefer to actually have the view to the west. Why? Because if they are festive, we're talking about National Day, F1. So the west view is going to be very attractive to a lot of home buyers in the east side. And also primarily because for the Continuum, the west view, most of the developments in front of you are all the low rise, which means you will be getting unblocked view throughout. This is the view towards the east, which is towards Joo Chiat, Tanjung Katong, as well as Telok Kurau. Again, this development is being placed in a very strategic position so that all your front views are all low rise, which means that if you're getting on any higher floor units, you'll be getting an unblocked view again. Let us take a look at the next view, which is the south view. Alright, so this view to the south, of course, you will have pocket views of the sea, which is what a lot of homeowners, when they are buying to the east, they want to buy with the sea view. Share with you, based on the continuum, what we have understand, and there's a few points I want to share with you that is important to this development. Alright, first of all, it's the largest freehold new launch development in the east. Alright, the largest already. And because this property is very different, there are two development sites with an overhead pedestrian bridge linking the south as well as the north building. So it's very interesting, and this is the only very rare development that has this kind of sky bridge. And itself, if you realize there are two plots of freehold land, along it will be the Thiam Siew Avenue Road. This road will be made wider with landscaping as well as public seating. The entire project is going to be massive with a lot of landscaping, a lot of designs, a lot of modern style. So we enjoy the lifestyle of Katong to mix the new as well as the old into one. So other pointers is the blocks are all north-south orientation. Very important point is the M&E rooms. We're talking about the substations, the bin centers, the pump rooms are all in the basement. So this is definitely one of a very strong point for the continuum, because a lot of home buyers, whenever we are looking at properties, we do not want to buy properties that's facing the rubbish bin, the generator, that kind of stuff. So with the continuum, the developers have actually placed everything under the basement, which is a great part, which means all the properties that is above ground, you're able to actually purchase them, and you do not need to worry about all this stuff again. So this is the latest out from the oven, right? We just gotten out this. You can see that the entire site is very, very comfortable in terms of space. They are going to house at least 800 over units. But because it's been placed into two plots of freehold land, you are not congested together as one. So it really depends on how you are going to purchase the property. You know, of course, you have the green side, which is the inner landscape view, and you're able to see the Thiam Siew Avenue exits. All right, or you are able to see the view to the Central Business District side, or you want to have a view to the Joo Chiat Cultural, which are all the low-rise properties. So even if you're high up there, you're still unblocked. And help me out by subscribing to this channel if you have not done so that we can continue to keep you updated about property news, and whenever there's any new projects like this, we will want to actually share with you firsthand. Comment in the section below what other properties would you like us to do an analysis on, and we'll be glad to actually do it for you in this channel. Voila! Can you imagine you owning one of these very exclusive freehold big plot properties in the east side? You'll be one of the very rare properties that you are actually connected with the south and the north buildings with a sky bridge. Very, very interesting design. And if you can see the entrance as well, it has a very big drop-off lobby. This is what I mean. If you have a big plot of land, you're able to actually have massive drop-off areas like this to welcome your guests. What's most important and most interesting about this is what I'm going to show you next. They are going to have a very iconic, they actually preserve one of the bungalows to become one of the clubhouse, and they call it the Thiam Siew House. So this is also going to be part of the entire development, which also houses some historical history and nostalgic feel for you if you know the history of the east side. I know I do, because I have seen it before when I was young, going to my grandma's place, and I always remember how wonderful those bungalows are in the past. Two large indoor recreational spaces, so there are two clubhouses. So technically you are buying a property, but you're getting two different type of facilities, two clubhouses. One is on the south side, and of course on the north side it will be the preserve conservation Thiam Siew House, which will house the club facilities. You can see there's a lot of large indoor recreational spaces, and we're also having roof terraces. So let me just run through with you a little bit of what is included in this project. Alright, so they have a roof bar, which is a chill out, cozy area that you also can actually house your guests. A sky club, a 16-seater fine dining space with chef counter and living room corner. So that today, if you want to have your home cooked meal, you want to have a chef to come in to cook for you, you can actually do this at the Sky Club itself. They have a north gym room, and the gym itself is already facing the landscape, as well as another gym that is in the south side. Alright, so the south side will be looking towards the East Coast skyline. So for those gym buff, you have two choices. You know, do you want the greens to look like you're running in Botanical Garden, or do you want to have the East Coast sky view where it seems like you're running in the air? Take a look at the development breakdowns. Okay, as I mentioned, all the information here are still subject to change by developers without any prior notice. Here we can definitely see that the developers has put in a lot of thoughts into this project, and they are having the 1+ study, the 2-bedroom, 2+ studies, all the way to a 5-bedroom. And if you can see the configuration number of units, alright, you can see the majority of them are still looking at the 2-bedroom and the 3-bedroom types, which justifies that the developer, why are they confident to build such type of properties? Because they understand that for a freehold property, many of the homeowners who purchase this will want to also hold this a little bit longer. So be it whether you're a young couple or you're a young family, this is a very good entry point for you to purchase, and even in future, if your family size grows, you're still able to accommodate in terms of the space and the size. So looking at this, I think I'm very happy with how they actually configure the entire development with such a big plot of land. They're able to maximize it to even a 5-bedroom type of configuration. This is very attractive. And stay tuned, because I'm going to share with you how the layouts are going to be later on in the video. So just stay tuned as I will share with you a little bit more of what are the different layouts that's available in the condominium. You can see they have the arrival zone, the play zone, we have the garden zone right almost in the center, we have the wellness zone, the heritage zone, the fitness zone, as well as the garden zone on the north side. As well as the south side, basically you're getting 2 sets of facilities for the price of 1. Okay, at the south side, you'll be getting a garden zone, which is right in the left side, as well as the lake pool zone. All right, so they're not only going to build just buildings and buildings, they also managed to actually squeeze in quite a fair bit of landscaping so that the entire environment of the property will not feel claustrophobic. Is that while you are staying in an urban city, you know, you still are having all these greens and landscaping to help you calm down every time when you come back from your home. So this is the full facilities that's going to be in the condominium. Well, there's plenty of full facilities, and we're talking about a very rare, interesting part that I just want to point out is that this development also has a tennis court, okay, which is seldom seen in most of the earlier batch of developments. But this property, because they have such a huge land size, they are able to actually accommodate a tennis court, which is a very rare point. They also have the roof terrace itself. We are talking about sky jacuzzi, we have the outdoor lounge, they have the sky deck, the grill deck. You know, so basically you're not only just using your ground floor facilities, you're also able to use the rooftop facilities for your gathering, for your friends to visit, and also for you yourself to chill out when you want to in the sky deck garden. Let us take a look at the layout, and this is going to be one of the show flat unit layout that is going to showing you a 2-bed plus study configuration. And see that they have this as a dumbbell concept. So what does a dumbbell concept means? Meaning you have one side of your master room and the common room is on the other side. Configuration can be said to be the very popular one among Singaporeans because there's no wastage of spaces, and at the same time you're free to actually do different configurations up to you on how you want it. Like for example, you have the flexibility option to combine your bedroom 2 and your living hall into a bigger space. Right? You can even combine the master bedroom and the living hall as well as how you want it. Or you may even want to actually combine your study and your bedroom at the same time. Well-designed layout with a L-shaped kitchen, which is definitely favorable to a lot of young couples, or even if you have young couples with a small young kid. Other layout that we're going to showcase in the showroom is a 3-bedroom premium. So let us take a look at this 3-bedroom premium. Really love this concept about how they have done in terms of usage of space, and also how they have laid out the entire development in terms of the placement of the bedrooms as well as the toilet. And because this is a 3-bedroom premium, you can see that they have a yard access as well as a household shelter, where it is an important point for a lot of families out there because you do need storages to keep your stuff. They have a very spacious bedroom where they are able to fit even a dressing table. You can see that the master room is humongous, alright, it's very comfortable size. And even if let's say you want to have a bigger walk-in wardrobe and you do not need the extra room, you can always take away room 2 to combine it together. So what is interesting about this development is that the units are able to be more flexible in terms of how you want it to create to your own living lifestyle. Another area that I really like about this is that the kitchen is actually tucked away one side, all right, and you are not kind of open concept when you come into the unit. You have a foyer where you guys are kind of divide your foyer, your dining, as well as your kitchen around. And this is definitely very ideal for young families or even families of 4 that you want a proper space to stay in, and everyone in the room are able to actually enjoy the queen bed or even king bed size. So one of the key thing about the kitchen area is that you see that they actually have a household shelter as well as a WC area, a helper. You can actually convert the household shelter into a storage as well as a helper's room, because this entire zone with the WC is her territory. All right, she will no need to actually come out from it. She can actually do everything she needs inside the kitchen and the yard area, which is definitely very, very important for a young family or even a family of 4. Now, another configuration that's going to showcase in the showroom is a 3-bedroom plus study. So why is this very unique that they're going to showcase this? It is because this is the very rare type of design where you actually have an additional space in terms of study and a private lift, all right, a private lift. So you have your private lobby, which means that today if you tap onto your lobby, you come straight up to your unit. You do not need to share the lobby with anyone else, which is why the private lobby is a very unique touch in District 15. All right, so with this private lift, it really gives you the exclusivity of your configuration. And the best part is that this entire 3-bedroom plus study is a very well configured layout as well. They are not wasted space in this property, but yet at the same time you are able to have different flexible options to combine the different rooms if you need them bigger or even smaller. Last but not least, let us look at the 5-bedroom unit. All right, 5-bedroom unit. And for those multi-generation families, you want to get your parents to stay together or your siblings to stay together, I think this 5-bedroom unit's layout is definitely worth to consider. The entire space is so well thought out, including even with your own private lift access. I think this is definitely a magic touch into your unit that is going to help you yourself to actually enjoy the exclusivity and the privacy. Living hall area, they actually created a dry kitchen concept and a wet kitchen concept. So they prep at the dry kitchen area while your guests are there and you can just continue to entertain them. And while the heavy cooking can be done in the wet kitchen side, which is totally different and totally away from the living and the dining space. So this is definitely a very well thought out layout. Another point that I want to put it out is that you can see that there is this junior master bedroom. All right, this junior master bedroom comes with another bath as well. So this is very ideal for guest room. Perhaps if let's say you are a family of 5, occasionally perhaps your parents are here to stay with you, you can turn that into a guest house for them to actually have their own privacy at the same time. Another thing that I want you all to take note is the master bedroom. Can you imagine you putting a king size bed and you still have place to put in some sitting couches or even small sofa that you can put on the side? So this actually translates that today if you are really looking at a space in a very comfortable district as well as a freehold and big plot of land, this is also a very good design and layout that you can consider for a 5-bedroom. Quickly, I will just want to run through some of the smart home features. We're talking about the doorbell, gateway, the lock, the aircon. So now every properties, if you don't have the smart home system, then you're outdated. All right, so definitely Continuum is going to give us a lot of all these smart home systems. And so there are basically 2 collections in the Continuum. The first one is the Signature. It's for the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 2+ study, as well as the 3-bedroom compact. So flooring for the living, dining, open kitchen and corridor are using large format tiles, and this is very important because the small ones will look very cheapo, but the large piece are always giving it a little bit more of an expensive feel. There will be the second collection, which is the Prestige. So the Prestige is for the 3-bedroom premium, as well as the 4-bedroom, as well as 5-bedroom. Let us take a look at the Signature. What are the appliances that's provided? You can see here, as well as the Prestige. So these are all fresh out from the developers that they are going to provide this into your property. So be it whether you are getting the Signature type of properties or the Prestige type of properties, you are getting them in terms of high quality brands, as well as quality in terms of their workmanship. So for the Prestige as well as the Signature, we're using very high-end bathroom features. All right, everything is as how it is to go high-end because we are right smack in the center of District 15. Just owning a freehold land, you're owning a freehold big plot of land together with high-quality furnishing as well as the accessories that comes with it. So I'm going to show you guys some of the latest 3D drawing. These are of course just a mock-up. All right, I would suggest you just to have a quick look at this. I'm not suggesting that these are the exact colors that is going to come out, because it will be very important that if let's say you're interested in the Continuum, is to really see how the show flat is going to be. There's some illustrations here just to show you that the left side here is the Signature, as well as the right side is the Prestige. And here you go, even for the wardrobes as well as the toilet, there are different color schemes that is going to go into the Continuum. Alright, so of course the illustration does not live up to its match. So that's why I always encourage all of my clients that once we have gone through the data and numbers, we understand how the prices works, we have a better idea of what type of units we can go for, then we still have to make an appointment to visit the show flat so that we can witness how the quality is and how the color scheme, the material is all going to be like. And that is very, very important for every one of you here. We will be getting more information as we speak, so stay tuned to the channel for more updates. For you who like to explore this project in more details, I will encourage you to actually book your slot with us earlier before the preview date is out. So reach out to us so that we can give you first-hand information when we get them for your priority exclusive tour during the preview. And do set this video notification alert so that when we have future videos, you'll be notified, and I'll see you in the next video.